DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky Beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another glorious episode of Mixin' Vixens. My name is Emily, also known as Mil Nikon. Let's say hello to the other Vixens. First up, we've got the lovely Lumi. Hi, Lumi.
Hi.
Hello, hello. And we've got Rin. Hi, Rin.
Hello.
How you doing, girl? And last but not least, we've got the lovely Juice Fairy Jennifer Winstead.
What's up, everybody?
Just took her last baby to college.
Nuh-uh. That's not the last one. That's the
Oh, I thought it was the last one.
Anna is next Sunday. I might not be next Saturday. I might not be emotionally ready to be here next Sunday. This was my niece and my stepson both moved in, one yesterday and one today. So we're doing all the college, all our kids in the entire family are now college or older.
Oh, wow.
My daughter is the baby and she's next week. This is her first year. The other two is their second year.
So you may be a mess next week.
I might be a royal mess. Who knows? I might just throw a party and be super happy to have the house to myself. I don't know yet. My emotions fluctuate from day to day. We'll see what it's like next week when it actually happens. Maybe I've processed it. I've had a little bit of time and I've had ups and downs, you know. So I don't know. We'll find out.
All right. Well, Lumi and Rin, how was your weekend?
Great.
Awesome.
Nice.
I really love tobacco mixes. Oh my god. It's
the best I'm not thrilled with this. But my weekend was good. I went kayaking this morning, so that was fun. I love getting out I'm like, as soon as I step out onto the beach, like all my stress and worries just kind of melt away, and it's awesome. But yeah, this mix was awful. I don't know if it's good. And I even put in the description, like, I don't know if this mix is good. If someone wants to mix it up and let me know, please do, because it's not good to me. But it's just because I don't like bourbon and I don't like tobacco.
Oh, double whammy.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just disclaimer right now, like, in judges, if you're watching and you pick this one, you know, that's cool, but don't expect much.
So you did this just on your own, what you think should go well together by reading ingredients, reading descriptions and trying to come up with something. I mean, sometimes that's better than struggling to try to make something. So who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, it's a simple one. I was trying to do 3, 2, 1, but I'm like, I'm not going to sacrifice a mix just to make it fit into a box. So it is only 3 ingredients, but it's not 3, 2, 1. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. And
you're like, good luck, guys.
Yeah, whatever. I'm like, we can't all have profiles that we love every.
Well, I'm just glad that you played along and that you actually attempted a tobacco, and somebody might enjoy it. And if it's,
I mean, do we have the option to not play along?
I was gonna take my toys and go home. Like, I was not gonna play.
I've not been here long enough.
There really isn't that option, but you know, technically, it's at artist discretion to come up with what you think that would taste like to you. And the picture could have been candied cigars. I mean,
Fucking cigars are gross.
Cigars are gross. Even the real thing, yeah.
I quit smoking cigarettes so that I could get away from tobacco, not so I could go fucking mix some tobacco shit.
tobacco shit.
All right. Well,
did you have any fun this week, Ren?
I mean, I am not opposed to tobaccos because to me, a lot of them don't really taste like the cigarette. It's more of like the aroma of what you remember, what they smell like. So for me, I was fine. To me, last week was the struggle, not this week. So,
gotcha. See, I knew that I knew that to you'd be okay with making something good that was tobacco-ish. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I figured Lumi and Emily would struggle.
You two can just carry the show, and Lumi and I will just sit here and look pretty.
Well, yeah, you know that I almost didn't make it on the show today. So I made it a point, and look, there was an earthquake. Okay, so this week in North Carolina, we had a hurricane in the beginning of the week. We had a tornado, and this morning where I was about 50 miles away, we had a 4.5 magnitude earthquake, the largest North Carolina has ever experienced, and I was there.
I was asleep.
I mean,
I didn't know North Carolina got earthquakes. That's crazy.
We don't. So, 2020, who knows? I mean, maybe a spaceship landed and that they just called it an earthquake. Who knows?
Who knows? Could be. All right, well, let's just dive right into this crap, shall we? It's no surprise that Jennifer picked this. Do we know who posted it?
No idea. And really, I picked it and I immediately regretted it because I don't like honey. And it boldly said honey in there, but I did the best. I worked it in.
Yeah, I kind of missed the honey mark.
You're fired. Whoever posted the picture is fired. And I need to know for future references if I'm allowed to just pretend like I didn't see the image for the week.
Yep. Well, if you blur your eyes or you cross them when you're looking at it, I mean, it might look like something different. Look, like this.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I completely didn't do honey. Just be glad that there's tobacco and bourbon in there. All right.
Okay. We'll go with that.
All right. Who wants to go first?
You guys want me to go first?
I'll go first, just so we can get the fuck out of the way, and I don't have to talk about it.
All right, Louie, you go first.
Like, I hated this. I used 3 whole ingredients. Are you ready for this? I used aged bourbon cream, super concentrate wonder flavors at 0.53. Holy Grail RY4 by DIY Flavor Shack at 5.67. Honey, super concentrate wonder flavors at 0.33. Boom, done. Tastes like caramel, tastes like tobacco, has that earthy, leafy caramel crap to it. It's got like a bourbon hint, dark richness to it. Mostly caramely from the DIY Flavor Shack RY4. It's crap. Mix it your own risk.
It's probably delicious. And it's probably super, super sweet.
It is. Super.
Yeah, and I like, just with that touch of Wonder Flavors honey, it wouldn't be too like crazy bright and floral. Like, it would Holy Grail. Okay. Holy Grail RY4, for those of you who still have it, rest in peace. It's a really good, like, it's one of the better tobacco flavors.
Even if Emily says that,
yeah, then you know it's got to be good.
It's usable for anybody who does not like tobacco.
Yeah,
it's my only tobacco.
It's a great gateway tobacco, and it's not as like dirty as like TFA RY4. You know, like it's good.
Yeah, I just remember like bits and pieces of it. I remember like some kind of caramely taste. I'm not re-dripping it because I don't want to ruin my Baileys.
You guys hear the thunder and lightning behind me?
No, we don't.
Fuck your thunder and lightning. I fucking hate tobacco.
Speaking of Baileys, I finally mixed up a single flavor tester of it. I'm getting ready to try it.
Are you gonna do it live?
No, I wasn't planning on it. I can.
That would be great. Save it.
All right, I'll do it. We'll have
Rip
time
it
after the show,
apart.
so.
Rip it apart like Lumi's been ripping our tobacco. Say how disgusting
This
it
is
is.
awful. It's disgusting.
It's
All right.
probably delicious after your tobacco. So,
Well, guys, let me go next.
oh God, you guys are gonna leave me for last?
Yeah, we'll let you and Rin go last.
Okay.
Because you're gonna have more to say about you know what I mean? Like where me and Lumi are like, here, we mix this up, mix it if you want.
Yeah, and we'll get the shitty ones out first, so that way they have to wait till the end to get the
It
good
might
ones.
not be shitty. You don't understand. Tobacco people need something different sometimes.
Yeah. So all right. So I of course use Soho, just like you guys had predicted. I went with 4% Soho. And then I did 2% of the Wonder Flavors bourbon aged cream. And then just for a little more bite, a little more bourbon, I went with 0.5% Vape Train bourbon because Vape Train bourbon, if you like bourbon, is good, I guess. So, and that's my mix. Like I said, I completely missed the honey. I don't know what I was thinking, but didn't even cross my mind to be like, dude, that says honey bourbon. But Liberty, Son of Liberty says bourbon has honey notes already, so I'm good.
You're good. You're good.
Good.
That's what Liberty says.
Yeah, I'm that's what he says. I'm sticking to it. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, but like I said, I was gonna make a 3-2-1, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna sacrifice the integrity of what might be a good mix just to make numbers fall in line, nice and neat and orderly.
No, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty balanced, and it looks like it would actually taste really well together. So
awesome. Well, you're welcome, tobacco heads.
Rin, do you want to go next? And we'll leave me for the pum.
Yeah.
I wanted to go first and stick them in the middle and then have you go last. So it would be like some information, no information, and then some information. You know what I mean? But that didn't work out.
Already going. Fuck it. Nope. Just go with the flow.
Oh well.
All right, so mine, I used the new bourbon aged cream by Wonder Flavors at 0.5%. Cigar Passion by Flavor Art at 0.25%. Wonder Flavors Honey Roasted Peanuts at 0.25%. And then Inawera Shisha Vanilla at 0.15. The Cigar Passion is obviously the cigar part of it. Winston actually turned me on to this flavor. I really like it. It's got a nice nutty kind of flavor to it, which I thought would go well with the honey roasted peanuts. So those like nut flavors can kind of mesh together, and then you get the honey that it's asking for, and then the honey and the nuts kind of pair with the bourbon cream. And then I just added a tiny bit of the shisha vanilla because I like vanilla and cream and nuts together. I used it that low because to me, like shisha vanilla can just take over everything. And I definitely wanted it to be more of an accent than a main note. And it's really just to add to the cream notes and the nuts. But yeah, it's nice. It's kind of like
it looks silky. The recipe itself with the ingredients you use to me sound like it's a silky type recipe, like it's smooth.
Yeah. I love that you used honey roasted peanuts for your honey note. Like that's a cool move. I love that flavor.
Yeah, man. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice flavor, and I thought at one point I was getting that nasty smell that you get from certain honeys, but it turns out I wasn't, thankfully, or I used it low enough to where I wasn't getting it.
Oh,
so
good.
At least that happened.
That like pneumonia, like cat pee room note that you get from
I don't need that. I got cats.
Nice. It looks good.
Good. I
It
mean,
looks good and it looks silky and it looks smooth. It looks like a
Yeah.
very relaxing type mix. Something. Would you consider it an ABV for a tobacco person, or is it heavy? Or
Well, for me, like anything that's bourbon or alcohol would not be an all day vape for me. But I think Larry might like it because it's got the bourbon in it.
Larry even hates tobacco. I don't even know if you get Larry to vape tobacco with bourbon in it.
Yeah, but I think it's light enough. It could be for something different. I don't think it's like a
Nice.
starter flavor per se. It'd be more like if they're branching out towards like other things.
gotcha.
how is that cigar passion? Is that like an authentic kind of cigar type flavor?
It kind of reminds me more of the wrapper. Like I don't really get a like ash notes from it. Winstead probably would be the person to ask because she's very versed in all the.
Yeah, I know. I would have, but I wanted to see what you would say about it. So I agree with Ren. It's more like the wrapper of a cigar rather than the tobacco leaves. So it's a very silky type tobacco. To me, I do find that it does have some ash in it, but it's not like burnt ash. It's just, and it's not really smoke. It's just a certain deepness that kind of make it a little bit ashy, but it's not like dirty ashtray. It's not that. So
Nice. Cool.
it's very nice, smooth, silky cigar wrapper.
Well, Ren, that looks like a very thought out recipe, and I'm sure it's tasty.
All right, we'll go with the bada bing. And I went all out. I had all kinds of ideas, and I wanted a cigar, and it is a cigar. So it's not for anybody who is not wanting a tobacco or who's looking for a dessert. That's not this mix.
This is raw.
It is
hardcore.
raw. It is a tobacco. It's got all the smoky notes in it. It's all deep and dark and a little bit crazy. So let's go with it.
Let's go through it. Let's see what you got.
Let's go through it. So
Woo!
Wonder Flavors Bourbon Aged Cream. I
I
used
love
that at
how we
one.
all use that.
Yeah. I mean, it's perfect because it's not too strong and it's a little bit creamy. Actually, I used it because I needed something that wasn't going to be any more punch you in the throat than the rest of the stuff I used in here.
Mm-hmm.
I used Flavora Clove because most cigars have a certain clovey kind of aspect to it, and clove dries out. It's kind of like a dryish flavor in its own, especially after steep.
Yeah.
But I used it really, really low because I didn't want it to be a clove cigar. I wanted just the notes from it. So I use it at 0.05%. And now let me tell you, I made an MTL version and I made the sub-ohm version. This is the sub-ohm version, but now in retrospect, after taking with me my MTL version, I would say that the sub-ohm version works in MTL too, and don't go crazy in my sub-ohm recipe. Don't double this recipe. It's way too strong.
Okay.
So then I use Desert Ship at 0.75 because Desert Ship has some spicy notes and some nutty notes in it. And so I wanted to incorporate the nutty notes and a little bit of spice because all cigars have this certain tingle on your tongue type flavor to it. It's got some notes that I wanted to bring out, and that's what the Desert Ship does for me. It brings those out. Now I use DK Tab from TFA. Why? DK Tab is nutty also, but it's sweet. It's a dark, sweet tobacco note that is not our white forage, but it's pretty freaking sweet. It will gunk a coil. But it's perfect when you're combining some tobacco with some bourbon. So I wanted here's two nutty type tobaccos in there. I used Honeybee from Flavora at 0.10. I didn't want to go too high because again, I was trying to find the honey note, but I'm not trying to get the piss note. So I used it pretty low at 0.1. I don't find it that it has that nasty room smell in here because it's low enough. And I really considered using black honey from TFA, but black honey from TFA tends to grow, and it will, if you're not careful, and without the proper amount of steep, it will have that nastiness on the room note. So I just went safe and used Flavora at 0.10. I use Max Blend at 1.5% for my actual tobacco leaf portion of this, and it's got darker notes, and it's even got some cocoa notes to me. Some people have told me that they do not taste any cocoa chocolate notes in it, but I taste it. So I'm going by what I could taste. So I use that at 1.5%. So that's my center part of the tobacco. Now I added sweet and smoky tobacco from Flavora for my ash, for my smoky type aspect. I could have gone with my what's the one from FA? Blackfire, but I didn't want to have to mess with Blackfire and bring it low enough to be able to make it work and balance it out. And it's got some bitter notes in it that I wasn't trying to mess with. So it was just sweet and smoky tobacco. It's perfect for that smoky type aspect without bringing in the bitter notes. And I used it at 0.10%. Now here's the kicker. I also use sweet fig from Flavora for two reasons. First of all, sweet fig does not taste like a real fruit to me, and it kind of falls on a tobacco note to me at all times. I mean, no matter what I mix it with, to me, it just tastes like a tobacco note. You know, when you get those Swisher Sweets that are wine, to create those, I would definitely use sweet fig from Flavora because it's got those wine, dark, tobacco, sweet notes. I mean, I don't know if anybody else gets that note from sweet fig, but I definitely do. And I used it at 0.5%. And I would say that after it steeped some, it kind of went down and it hid inside the tobacco. So I think I might even want to bump this up to maybe 1.5%, but I'm not sure what that'll do. I haven't gone that high with it ever. So I think 0.5% is okay for right now. If you want the fig to show up a little bit more, maybe bump it by another 0.25%. But I used it at where I have it, which is 0.5% now. And that's my cigar. So what do you think?
So awesome.
Yep. Nice.
There's a lot of flavors to enter, I'll tell you that.
Really, cloves, awesome. Love cloves.
I had a question about the honey because Flavora honeybee is to me, very bright and floral honey.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, if you had thought about using or if anyone has thought about using Loran's honey or.
I did not, and I do like the floral notes in tobaccos. So the floral notes from Flavora honey play really well in here with it because it's tobaccos are leafy, right? And some tobaccos have a lot of floral notes and some don't. I find that when you're using drier tobaccos and when you're using something like bourbon, that floral note helps tie it all together. In addition to that, it goes well with the fig.
Okay.
It adds some brightness to that fig that's so darn dark. So in this recipe, there's a lot of bright notes and low notes throughout the entire recipe. I would say that my bright notes, clove is a bright note. Clove is a bright note. Aged bourbon cream is a dark note. Desert Ship is dark but spicy, if that makes any note. DK Tobacco Base is sweet, desserty, and nutty. Honeybee is floral. Max Blend is chocolatey. Sweet and Smoky is sweet and smoky. And Fig is bright, again, is deep and dark.
So you got the deepness, you got the brightness, and you got the bridges. The complete robust mix, guys.
It is very robust. It is robust. It works really well with beer and wine. That's what I was vaping yesterday. It is not an all-day vape. It is something that when you're out or when you're craving when you're tempted, I should have called it temptation. When you're tempted by the smokers out in a bar or somewhere out and about, it is good for that. It goes really well in a pod, and it worked well in my sub-ohm, but at low watts. It's sweet enough, but not overly sweet. It's not dessert at all. I still think it needs more sweetness, but I wouldn't know what to sweeten it with other than just adding sweetener, because I wouldn't want to up the honey. I wouldn't want to up the DK tab. Maybe swap out that bourbon for TFA, which is sweeter, but then I'll lose the smoothness of it. I can't think of anything I could have done with this other than not make this and make something else.
Nice. Good job. It looks like it would be good if you like tobaccos and bourbon.
It looks like it would be good if you like tobaccos.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it sounds good. I sound smart when I make tobaccos.
There you go. That's what it's all about, folks. Not that we know what we're doing, but that we look like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, there you go.
I have no fucking clue what I'm doing with tobaccos. I'm just gonna put that out there. Mix at your own risk.
Yeah, right. Mix it at your own risk.
Sometimes simple is best. It's easy shake and vape, or easy steeping. You know what I mean? So I see nothing wrong with either one of the recipes that Emily or you put in to me. I think that they both look very, very safe, and that they would work.
All right, good, cool.
I'll show you safe.
It is safe. If you've never created a safe mix, you have this week.
There you go. There you go, kids. Mix it up. You want to dabble in some bourbon tobacco, mix ours up. It's safe.
Did anybody play along this week?
Yeah, apparently we had 2 people.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah, James, any chance you can put the links in chat for me? That would be awesome. We had a post, because Rin's freaking fire about, she's really good about posting our next week's profile on Facebook, but for some reason it's not there. It disappeared. So the couple people that played along, I guess, submitted in our Discord or something, or did their own post. And,
I wonder if Facebook took it down.
I don't know. But the first one is good old Sam. I am Sam. His mix is Swisher. And he did 0.45% FA Dark Vapor. Never heard of that before. 2.5% FA Honey. 10% dilution of FA Honey. 2% TFA Kentucky Bourbon. 0.2% Flavora Lovage Root. 0.8% Flavora Native Tobacco. 0.2% Oak Barrel, good choice, and 0.4% Flavora Wood Spice. It looks like it would be a very like deep, bassy, woody, tobacco-y bourbon. I don't know. What's that dark vapor, guys?
Sounds dark. Must be dark.
Must be dark. It is a dark mix, boys and girls. So, Sam, thank you so much for playing along and taking the initiative to put your own post. And then the next one.
Man, I've been muted, and I've been talking away over here.
Oh,
That's fine.
what's up? What have you been saying?
I was saying that Dark Vapor is a really, really dark tobacco. It is really dark, and it's really strong, and it's kind of even cigarette-ish in nature. It's a very daring move to use that, especially at 0.45%. But being as how he used it, along with use that honey from FA at 2%. Sam, did you even steep this?
I'm even thinking 2.5%, even of a 10% dilution. That's a lot of honey.
Isn't that 0.25 at a 10% dilution?
It would be
0.25?
Yeah. It would be 0.25 of FA honey, but I mean, so that I guess not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad with that Kentucky bourbon at 2%.
Yeah.
So he made a honey bourbon, kind of, and then added the Dark Vapor at 0.45. Hold on. Hold up. Let me pull that out and sniff it. Where the hell is it? It's usually right behind me. Ah, found it. Hold on one second.
Well, I found my post. Apparently, I posted it on my page.
Oh.
I'm like, I know I freaking posted it and people commented on it. Like, I'm so confused.
Do you have anyone play along?
We had Ken. So,
all right, why don't you share Ken's?
Okay. So they did it pretty simple. They used the good old aged bourbon cream. This one was by Real Flavors at 1.5. And then they used TFA Black Honey at 1.5. Kentucky Blend by Flavora at 1.25, and Native Tobacco Flavora at 0.75. That was it.
Cool. I see this is the second person that used Native Tobacco. That's a pretty safe Flavora tobacco, right? Like that's a pretty good Flavora tobacco to use.
Native?
Yeah.
I don't know that it's safe because it does have some odd notes in it. I personally really like it. But it almost has like some like wood spice in it, I think. Borderlines on like an incense kind of essence to it. And I think that one also has like a leather note.
It does, and they use Connecticut Shade as well, right?
Kentucky Blend.
No, Kentucky Blend
by Flavora. But yeah, I think some of the notes might pair well with the bourbon, so like make them a little less offensive if you don't like those notes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I enjoy them because it's different. Like there's not a whole lot of tobaccos that taste like Native. But it's one of those things that you either love it or you hate it, I think.
Yeah, I like Native myself. I like Native standalone actually at about 1.5% when I just want to throw one in there just for the day. Because it's very complex on its own.
Yeah, and that's why I like Flavora is like you can do a lot of flavors just by themselves. Like wild melon.
Yeah.
A couple different melons in there. The blueberry muffin is fine by itself. A lot of the tobaccos you can do by themselves too.
Cool. Well, Genocide, thank you for playing along. That's awesome. All right, and then the last person that played along is Rum Pirate. And he named his Drunken Acrewood, which I think is pretty funny, pretty creative. Aged bourbon cigar recipe for the Mix and Vixens weekly play along. And he did 1.5% Wonder Flavors aged bourbon cream, 1.75% TFA Black Honey, 0.25% Vape Train Bourbon, 0.75% TFA Brown Sugar, 0.5% Flavora Connecticut Shade. There's your Connecticut Shade, Jen. 0.8% Flavora Kentucky Blend, 0.75% TFA DX Marshmallow, and then 0.5% Capella Super Sweet.
This is a very sweet, desserty tobacco, but it looks delicious.
Looks like a tobacco.
I know. That's something too. I'm like, it's like a tobacco.
No, it does. It's going to be very nice and sweet tobacco. I mean, that black honey, that brown sugar, that marshmallow. It's going to be pretty sweet, and this is very old school. You know, it's very old school sweet tobacco. Something you'd likely find in a vape shop. You know, because it's sweet enough. Plus, then on top of that, he threw in there that 0.5% super sweet. So this is going to be a pretty sweet, good tobacco.
Nice. Well, Rum Pirate, thank you so much for playing along. We always like seeing what you guys come up with. It's always fun to see different
Can you guys tell the energy that Emily has in this show? She's like, oh, nice. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Yeah. Uh-huh. A tobacco. Yum.
I can't. I'm not a fake person. I can't fake enthusiasm for something I'm not enthusiastic about.
She's like, thank you very much.
But I am enthusiastic about people playing along with us.
There you go. That's all that matters. I just wanted to point out your enthusiasm.
I like to see how their recipes are similar to ours. Like they use like the same flavors that we use.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool. Like everyone used the Wonder flavors. I think it's because it came out and it kind of made sense too. But even things like the TFA Black Honey, like I saw a couple with those in it, and I just think it's interesting.
I mean, TFA Black Honey, it used to be called Black Honey Tobacco, but it doesn't taste anything like a tobacco. It just tastes like like a deep, dark honey. That's a beautiful, beautiful honey. And it's just underly used, but it used to be very used back in the day. And it used to be used with bourbon a lot and with RY4s instead of RY4s in a lot of tobacco mixes back in the day. So, I mean, that's a good thing for people to pick up. It's actually used to be called Black Honey Tobacco, but it only tastes like a black honey.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That one tastes, at least for a long time, had the only one that kind of tastes.
I had friends that were like, man, I love tobaccos. I love mixing Pearling creams with some black honey tobacco and some Bavarian cream. That is the best tobacco ever. I was like, that's not a tobacco. They need to change that damn name. They eventually did. They had to take the tobacco off there because it's not a tobacco.
So just let them have it.
I guess Slushy played along too. Did anybody get his recipe? Oh, that was Slushy? Oh, okay. Genocide is Slushy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'm really excited about next week's profile.
Wait, before we talk about next week's, let's watch you vape that Bayless.
Oh, the Bayless. All right.
I wasn't gonna forget that. We're gonna watch you do this.
Let me find an RDA that's somewhat clean.
We'll wait. We're not in a hurry.
Yeah, this one's not bad.
Clean it out. Circulate dry that cotton and get you some good Bayless in there.
Say what you will. My husband and I love it. And I've gotten other people that tried it that love it and they're now addicted to it. So
all right. Well,
each their own.
I'm not sure what you use it at. I mixed it up at 6%.
Use it at like 8.
I mean, I don't dislike it. I do like it. It's just not something I can vape solo like Lumi does.
I hate it. And Addie hates it, so.
I have a lot of flavors I hate, and that's not one of them.
I can see it. I can see it being used like maybe in a mix. I wouldn't vape this by itself though.
For me, it's like a light, like nutty hazelnut kind of taste to it. And
it's
with
like
it being
Grammy.
so
like it's got like a nice malty note to it.
Maybe that's what I don't like because I hate malt.
And the chocolate, like it's just a touch.
So you do find the chocolate in it, right? I find it very strong in chocolate, but it's because I'm not a chocolate fan.
To me, it's not overly chocolatey. Like it's there, but it's very well balanced with that malty, nutty,
creamy.
I find that it almost tastes like those cookies that have the little X's all over them.
Yeah, the little sugar wafers. That's how I described it.
The chocolate sugar wafers, though.
It needs sweetener for sure.
No,
like it's not sweet enough by itself. It's good though. I like it. It's good. I would use it. Like I said, I wouldn't vape it by itself, but I would definitely use it in something. I mean, I know it's a one shot and it should be, or it was designed to be vaped by itself. But it's not sweet enough for me to be vaped by itself.
Yeah, I would need either more chocolate in there or less.
Since you can't do less, I'm gonna go with more.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm not sad that I have this flavor now.
There you go. Live and in person for the Mix and Vixens and the noted expert over there talking about she would use it.
Yep. All right. Next week's profile, girls. Our tech producer, James, Mr. Friction, picked this for us because Lumi refuses to pick profile pictures. And this one was submitted by Sam Harborn. Good old Sam. It's a fruity pebble frosted donut, and it looks so good. And I'm gonna have fun with this one. I've already kind of started thinking in my head about what I'm gonna use and stuff. And I haven't done a donut mix in a while, so yeah.
I haven't done a donut mix in a while either, and I'll have fun with it too. But I will probably only make a 30 mil because I decided I over vape donuts and pebbles type stuff, cereal stuff overly. So it's not something I can vape very much anymore at all.
Yeah. Rin already posted the profile up in the right place this time. Thank you, Rin. You rock. And guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us and talking about lovely honey bourbon cigars.
Lovely honey bourbon cigars.
Lovely honey bourbon cigars. If you like us, you like what we do, and you want to support us in a fun, tasty way, head on over to flavorjungle.com. Addie just put the link in the chat for our one shots. Also, if you want to rep us because we're cool like that, and you want to donate to CASA, you can go to Swaggy Shane's Vape and Swag site, and Lumi and Ren and myself all have merch there, so that you can get a T-shirt or a hoodie or something. And then Bowl City Flavors has recipe packs. It's got Indica de Vita. Is yours Morning Mood Juice, Jen?
Morning Mood Juice is mine.
Fire. And then Rin, what's your recipe over at Bowl City?
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one. Okay, so just Jen and I. And then get your coils from Lumi, guys. Lumi makes coils and like rad RDA stands and stuff. Hit her up. So thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see you next week. Thank you to our sponsors, Flavora. Thank you, Bowl City, Scott over All the Flavors, and Wayne. Thank you so much for putting us on your podcast network. We really appreciate it.
Love you guys.
Much love, everybody. Bye.
Bye.